Hey drawing students, we are going to continue working on figures this week, but we're also going to build our first assignment after practicing figures for a little bit. So this week you are going to work on seated, standing, reclining, relaxed figures. We're going to do that drawing a couple of times this week. You can either draw from a live model, or you can take a photo, or but try to make sure it's something that is yours. I don't want you to find an image this time. I want you to actually make the image, and then we'll practice, and I'll show you a practice, and then eventually you're going to need a box of some sort or some scrap, and I'll explain to you what this is for later. Start with photograph. We're going to practice some foreshortening. I'll go through some foreshortening exercises. What does that mean, and how do we draw foreshortening? We're going to talk about foreshortening. Foreshortening. It's the idea of making something look like it's coming towards you. So when we understand that we have a cylinder, like so. This is my cylinder. When we look at it on the very end, it becomes a circle. So that's us looking right at this side of the cylinder. But when it rotates, so if we have the elliptical and then it goes back towards this way, it becomes a little bit larger this way and it gets smaller going for the back. That's foreshortening. This is part of perspective. This can also create the illusion of depth. If we can do extreme foreshortening like this, where this is part of the cylinder, this curve matches that curve, and this goes back. Just fix that. Yeah, that's what foreshortening is. It's the illusion of things going and receding back in space. When we have figures, especially, we could have the feet really big, and then the legs going back. His legs are kind of like cylinders, and then there's the body, and there's the head, and there's the other foot coming out really big like this, And so that illusion of Mohawk dude, of depth, Mohawk dude, Mohawk. Understanding how it works and drawing it and observing things, is really important. So we are going to do a pose today that has foreshortening in it, and we're going to try to establish that illusion of depth. As well as constructing the figure. You can start with pencil and finish with ink. I'm going to use a lot of different materials that I have available, and you can use whatever you feel comfortable with and kind of explore different media. You can do it in your practices and build up for the final, but that's what we're going to work on this week. And I'm really excited to share this with you. So let's go ahead and just get started on our practices, and I'll help you guys follow along. When it's time to do the big shindig, the big party drawing on a box, we will bring our box in, tear it apart, flatten it out, and draw on this, and I'll show you what that means. So hopefully you guys have stuff around the house you can use. It doesn't have to be a cereal box, anything. Old boxes sitting in the garage, weird paper or a grocery sack, something that is a drawing surface. Just find it, make it, pull it apart, and then let's draw on it and draw. So again, practicing first, because I'm going to figure out how to draw this before I jump right into my final. And that's a good lesson for all of you guys to practice. Practice in your sketchbook, practice in your head, practice in the air, practice on windows with shaving cream if you need to, just to practice. Clean the windows afterwards. We need to look at those. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, enjoy the drawing, practice, and I'll break down a few of these things for you. Practice every day. So build the landmarks, the head, the rib cage, the pelvis, and then lay everything out. Add in the background and trying to find the legs. Didn't draw them right the first time, so I had to redraw them and kind of finding the bone landmarks too, like the knee, and then trying to find where my shadows are and kind of laying in the detail. Sometimes when you build the shadows, you can look for those weighted lines. You don't necessarily need to shade, but just weight some lines. This is my first practice. Got a couple more to go.